King's Rock Cloyster, and Quick Draw Quick Claw Slowbro Galar. Those are the two most luck-based Pokemon in OU, and I put them on the same team for this hyper-offensive team in this tournament called BLT. And my opponent is Ban Drizzle LOL, and he's using kind of a balanced team with Volcarona, Kartana, Magnezone, so it looks like it's Trapper Magnezone to trap for Kartana. And meanwhile, I have a hyper-offensive team built around Nasty Plot Slowbro Galar with Quick Draw, King's Rock Cloyster with Shell Smash, I have Swords Dance, Blaziken, a lot of really heavy hitters on this hyper-offensive type team. And my main goal is basically to set up Light Screen and Reflect with Grimmsnarl, and then just start sweeping. That's basically what I try to do. So I lead with Grimmsnarl, and he leads with Tapu Fini, and this is basically a free Light Screen for me. And he Moonblasts, he does 31, and he goes to Lando as I get my Reflect up. And right now, I'm scared of something like Defog, because if he can Defog, he can remove my Light Screen and my Reflect. And one thing to note is that he set up Misty Terrain, but that Misty Terrain is actually going to benefit me, because it means none of my sweepers can get statused. So nothing can get Toxic, nothing can get paralyzed, so it's actually really good for me that he set up Misty Terrain. He goes Landorus, and I just taunt it, right? And he reveals Stealth Rock Lando, and I go Cloyster immediately as he Earthquakes. And see, the thing about hyper offense is that you want to get your sweepers in as soon as possible, but I can't just let Grimmsnarl die. Like, there's no way I can just let Grimmsnarl die. So I have to find a way to get my sweepers in position. So I make a somewhat aggressive play and go Cloyster immediately on the Lando. I risked him using, for example, Knockoff. I risked him using U-turn, but I felt pretty confident in the play to go Cloyster and try and immediately set up on Landorus. And from his point of view, I think he misplayed by not going for U-turn, because he should not be letting me get up setup opportunities, because if I can set up, he's going to be in trouble. But if he can be constantly positioning himself to stay out of danger, then he can try and avoid getting swept. But the way he's playing right now is really not good enough. So he Earthquakes a Cloyster, and now he can't even Toxic because of Misty Terrain. And that's basically going to be free setup for me. My Cloyster can Shell Smash, and he goes Magnezone. And this is where things get really dangerous, because my Cloyster has King's Rock, which means I have about a 42% chance of flinching Magnezone. So it's almost like a coin flip, actually. So his check is only a check like a coin flip's worth of time. And that's obviously really, really luck-based. And I was using this team for fun, so that's why I'm using it, but it really is luck-based. So it basically comes down to luck to see if Magnezone can actually beat Cloyster. So Icicle Spear is going to hit 5 times because of Skill Link, and we'll see if he gets flinched, and he does. So that means Magnezone is going to die now. And that's really, really unfortunate, because, you know, what could he have done, right? He could have played better with the Landorus, but he made that one small mistake, and the game turned into a luck-based event right now. So he goes Landorus to get Intimidate off, but I just killed the Lando now. And now he basically has to go Tapu Fini, and Tapu Fini can live 1 hit, but again, you're going to have to deal with that flinch chance from King's Rock. So really uncomfortable situation, because you're basically just praying now that you don't get unlucky. So I go for a Rock Blast. I'm going to get the 5 hits because of the ability, of course. And this time I don't get the flinch. So Cloyster dies, but now I can just do it all over again with Grimmsnarl. And again, I'm going to set up my Light Screen. I'm going to set up my Reflect. I'm going to get my sweepers in right now. I taunt here to prevent Defog, and he Moonblasts again. And I Reflect here. And right now, it's very clear my opponent doesn't know what he's doing. Because the whole point for me is that I want Grimmsnarl dead. I want Grimmsnarl dead so that I can get a free switch into Slowbro Galar. But he's giving it to me. Like, I want this to happen, and he's giving it to me. He's making sure I can do exactly what I want. What he should be doing is switching around with Volcarona, maybe Kartana, but what he's doing is giving me exactly what I want. So he gives me exactly what I want, which is a free switch into Slowbro. So I get my Nasty Plot up, and now I'm threatening to use Quick Draw, Quick Claw on every single attack. So I can outspeed Weavile, I can outspeed Kartana, I can outspeed Volcarona. And I have Light Screen up, I have Reflect up. It's going to be really tough to even stop the Slowbro now. So he's going to Quiver Dance, and I just Psyshock here. I do 90%, and unfortunately I don't get a Quick Claw proc here, but I kill the Volcarona, and I get burnt, which is slightly unfortunate. And now he goes Kartana, and again I don't get the Quick Claw, and I get crit. But I'm able to flamethrower the Kartana. And this was slightly unfortunate that I didn't get any Quick Claw, but when you play with luck, sometimes you're not going to get the luck. I got the luck with Cloyster, but now I didn't get it with Slowbro Galar. But so now, because of that crit, Slowbro Galar is going to die here, and it's essentially a 3-on-2, but I have Reflect and I have Light Screen up. So I have to be a little careful about how I do this, because for example, Blaziken can beat Weavile, but it can't beat Tapu Fini. Garchomp can outspeed Tapu Fini if it's not Scarf, but Garchomp would lose to Weavile. And I'm also have to be really scared, what if Weavile uses Swords Dance at any point? So it's a very tricky endgame. So ultimately what I decide to do is I decide to go Garchomp. And the reason I decide to go Garchomp is because I'm actually Focus Sash. So if he goes Tapu Fini, I can outspeed, and if he goes Weavile, then Weavile can kill Garchomp, but then I immediately go Blaziken, and with the speed boost I can beat that Tapu Fini. But without a speed boost I couldn't have beaten it. So that's basically what my idea was when I made that play. So I go to Garchomp here, and he actually reveals Choice Scarf, which I didn't expect, but he gives me the Choice Scarf, which means now I outspeed Weavile. So I'm just going to Choice Scarf Earthquake here, and it does 96, but because of Rough Skin, I actually end up killing the Weavile, and that's basically the game. And it was really fun to see Hyper Offense, because I really like this idea of Cloyster and Slowbro Galar, and they're so lucky, and the luck ended up working for me with Cloyster, and it didn't work with Slowbro Galar. And meanwhile, my opponent didn't really know how to play against Hyper Offense, and he made a lot of fundamental mistakes. Like killing my Grimmsnarl with his Tapu Fini was just a fundamental mistake, because he's letting me set up, which is what I want to do, right? He's not challenging me, he's just letting me do what I want.